You had a black doctor in the Atlanta area was going home, and while she was about to pull into her property, she had a white man blocking the way for her to get inside her property, and he told her she doesn't belong there. But I want you to look at the clip.
He refuses to move his car because he supposedly does not think that I live here.
When Dr. Nene Agwacha returned home to her gated townhome community in Buckhead, she was met with an unexpected roadblock.
This guy has been in front of my car now for the last 10-15 minutes.
He didn't believe me. He kept on accusing me of trying to tailgate him.
The exchange went on for about 30 minutes, despite repeated pleas for the man to move.
He said, "You don't belong here." I told him, "This is where I live." I pointed it out to him.
The man called police.
When she arrived, the gentleman proceeded to say once again that I was trespassing and didn't belong on the property. And, I said, "Actually, sir, I do." And I used my gate clicker to click the gate open.
The man allegedly told the officer he was trying to protect the community after a rash of HVAC robberies. But Dr. Agwacha thinks he was motivated by something else.
I absolutely think it was racially motivated. What went through my mind was he could shoot me dead on the spot because he was trying to protect the neighborhood and the property.
Remember just 2 months ago, this video went viral. 2 black men racially profiled at a Starbucks in Philly. Starbucks eventually reached a settlement with the men, but Dr. Agwacha says these incidents are more common than many people want to admit.
People feel really emboldened these days to act upon their biases, their racist biases, and to do whatever they want to do because there are no repercussions.
Well, no charges were filed in the incident, but I did find out this guy doesn't even live in the gated community. He just owns one of the townhomes there.
Unbelievable. Now, has anyone been able to confirm this guy's story about the robberies in that neighborhood?
Okay, so I spoke with the president of the Homeowners Association, Vinny, and he says he had no knowledge of this HVAC robberies that were going on, but says regardless of all that, it wouldn't be an excuse for this behavior, and they do plan to do whatever they can to bring some kind of consequences against this man.
I remember when I'd done an interview with Jane Elliott, and one thing that she pointed out to me is that the worst thing that a white supremacist hates more than anything else is a successful black person, because they've been told all their life that we're lazy, that we're good for nothing, that we're stupid, XYZ, and that we can't do anything except with the white man's help. And then you have this sister come over. I know she, with her last name, it sounds like it's a African last name. She come over, she becomes a doctor, and she has more than him, obviously. And he can't stand that. So he says he's going to protect the neighborhood. He's going to block her way in and say she don't belong there. Translation, a black woman do not belong in a nice place like this. So I'm going to block her access to get to where she is actually staying. I know it's not going to be any consequences for me because I'm white. I know the police 9 times out of 10 is going to be white. And if they are black, they're not going to do much to me at all because they fear doing anything to a white person, but they'll do something to a black person. So I'm not really worried about what I do to this black woman. That's why she said in there that wasn't going to be any consequences for what he is doing. It should have been some consequences. Now, if it had been her blocking him, trying to get to his property, it would have been a problem. The police would have had an issue with her. See, that's why they're doing the things that they are doing right now. We as black people, it doesn't matter if you are Pookie and Ray Ray. It doesn't matter if you are a doctor. It doesn't matter or if you are a president. It doesn't matter. In the system of racism and white supremacy, you are nothing but an N-word to them. Don't think you get so high and mighty and you making a few dollars more than another black person like you made it, like you special or whatever else. We are all the same in this evil system that we're living in. Now, you have some of them, when we use the word white supremacist, they think the Ku Klux Klan. They think neo-Nazi. That's what they think. So they say, well, not everybody's a white supremacist. Nobody's in a Klan like that. Any person that support the control and domination by whites only over everybody else and not an equal share of power believes in white supremacy. period. You don't have to be in a Klan to believe that ideology. You don't have to be a neo-Nazi to believe that ideology. It's called, now when you see Klan and neo-Nazis, they are white supremacist extremists. That's who they are. They're not just an average white supremacist. That's why they go out in the street. That's why they commit murders. That's why they do all the things that they're doing, talking about a white civil rights rally. I want to make that very, very clear to those who don't understand that terminology, because there are many people that support Richard Spencer that's nowhere near the alt-right. They'll say, yeah, you know, Richard Spencer's kind of right. Well, you're supporting white supremacy if you're saying Richard Spencer's right. If you're donating money to Richard Spencer, you may not be out there going to Charlottesville doing the thing. You may not even hurt a fly. You might not ever did it. But if you agree with anything that they're saying, if you don't agree with an equal share of power, equality, if you don't believe in justice for all, if you believe that it should be slanted for you and nobody else, you believe in white supremacy. It's just that simple. I saw an old video from a Klansman way back in the 50s, and he stated that more people think like me than wear this hood. He says more honorary Klan members in America. Trust me. And I knew what that Klansman was talking about because we see it in society. Because if you listen to a lot of them, and I told you not to do that, and believe that the Klan is only relegated to that small group of people, then the majority of America would have cast them out by now. They would be in the shadows. They would be relegated back to the caves, because it would be public shame and torment from their own community, because their own community don't believe in the evil they believe in. It would be no such thing as a Donald Trump or the people that's doing the things they're doing. Now they feel emboldened that 45 is in office. If the majority of the people didn't believe in white supremacy, didn't believe in our power, believes that we should be oppressing people that don't look like us. The whole issue with this white civil rights rally is freedom of speech, meaning I can't call y'all N-words anymore because I lose my job. That's hurting my freedom of speech. That's what they're talking about. They don't like when Permit Patty gets put on blast and doxxed. They don't like that. Trust me, that's taking an L for them. Permit Patty is supposed to be to call the police anytime she get good and ready and cause a black person's murder. And they enjoy watching the murder of black people on television. They love to harass our kids. They will harass women. They are the most cowardice people that's on the face of the planet. No other group of people do the things that they do. I haven't seen it. Not as a collective, maybe as some individuals, but understand something. I'm just talking to black people. No matter how high you get, and these white supremacists will tell you, well, it looks like you did good for yourself. Why you have something to say? Because I know at any moment I could deal with one of these white supremacists. I know that. Doesn't matter what I do, another sister do. Doesn't matter. We all the same in this system. That's why I speak the way I speak. That's why I approach things where I approach them. You didn't make a thing in this country as long as these white supremacists are in control. So never forget that. This woman's a doctor. If you come over from an African nation, if you come over from a Caribbean nation, yes, your situation probably a lot better with family because it wasn't systematically destroyed like ours are, okay? But according to Dr. Mumbi Saraki, in Africa, we have a lot of mental slavery still going on to this day. But the moment you step foot in this country, our immigrant brothers and sisters that's coming here, you are an N-word and you are an American black. Don't let them people lie to you and say you're better than them. You don't, you're not like them. Please. Did that little white supremacist in that car care about where she was from? All he saw was a black woman, didn't belong in that nice area. And that's why he acted the way he acted, and he knew nothing was going to happen to him. It's just that simple. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this, brothers and sisters. But please keep in mind, it don't matter how high you ascend in this country, we're dealing with an old evil, and this is the way we got to play the game.